early and get this going early. Because the buff walk is going to be at 11:15 today. And why not? Let's just get started. Let's get started and go. What time is it now?
Go Buffs!
No, let's go Buffs! You guys need to say let's go Buffs.
10:52.
So what? 10:52? All right. So yeah, we're a little bit early. So at this point, the buff walk is scheduled for 11:15 here Mountain Time. We were going to get this started at 11 o'clock just to kind of get moving in the right direction. But I had a live stream this morning when I was driving, and it did not go well because there's always a spot in the drive where I don't get connectivity, and I hit that and it was all over with. So I'm going to walk, so you're not looking at me. I'm going to walk and kind of show you what we have going on here, and I'm going to talk about the pregame as we go along. So let's switch the camera to the front camera. Now, this morning I was talking about how CU should kind of take a nod from the New York Giants. And the reason why I say that, I'm not a Giants fan, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm also a Jackson Dart fan, and I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan. The New York Giants pulled off something that not only Cleveland needs to do, but CU needs to do. And we just need to go to the quarterback that everybody's anticipating and just rip the Band-Aid off and go for it. I'm not saying that Salter did not do a good job. I think Salter did a fine job in the last games. We were in it the last two games. Obviously, the turnovers last week from Caden did not help us. In fact, they hurt us a lot. Special teams hurt us a lot too in that game. So there's a lot to be said for. There's a lot to be said for keeping Caden in one more game and playing him. Because we brought him in here for this. But at this point, the Big 12 is out of reach, guys. It is just totally out of reach. We have two teams in BYU and Texas Tech that are undefeated in the Big 12. We have several more that are as well. You got Arizona State in that mix. You've got Cincinnati, oddly enough, and surprisingly enough, in that mix. So there's Folsom. There's our baby right there. We'll be inside there shortly, but we're going to get ready for the buff walk. We're headed to Franklin Field for the buff walk. But my point is why wait until the bye for Juju? I mean, at this point, with NIL the way that it is, and with the transfer portal the way that it is, there is no reason to wait anymore because Juju may not be around next year, guys. He didn't say that he wasn't going to be. He didn't say that there was going to be a problem and that he wanted to change.
Scooters, skateboards, or skates.
You can never anymore take for granted that someone's going to stay and, quote, get developed, right? So who's developing him, right? He's not sitting behind Shedeur. He's sitting behind Salter. And if you think Salter is going to be the one that's going to be developing him, then he's not the guy. Hang on just a second, guys. Let me cover this mic up real quick. All right, I had to make sure that we weren't going to get a copyright strike on that. But we're going to go right for the hole here. Actually, let's go all the way to the end. You guys get to see the buff walk right here. We're not going to walk through the cheerleaders probably, but we'll go underneath.
Right up to Chip and he went for a high five.
But anyway, so back to what I was saying. Juju is our future. Let's give him an opportunity. Let's show him that we're committed to him in the future so that he doesn't look for other opportunities. And let's let the rest of the team gel around him, and come hell or high water, we're going to win or we're going to lose, but we're at least going to make a statement for future generations of commitments and people who are looking to go into the transfer portal, that the people that we bring on this team, especially the guys that are, world beaters, 5 stars, 4 stars, people who have made a name for themselves, have an opportunity here, and that we're not going to not play them. So I think this is as much a recruiting potential as it is anything else. Let's show that future recruits that we're going to be committed to them. And that's kind of where I stand right now on this whole thing. So I know that Juju is not going to start this game. I think that is a given. We would have played him and practiced more, and maybe we did, but we didn't see it. And maybe this is one of those games where we give Caden the start and we say, hey, don't make a mistake. Please, let's play clean football like we have in the past, and go that direction. And Caden, you're in for the entire game if we do that. But as soon as you start seeing mistakes happen, if this is one of those turnover games where we get a turnover or 2 turnovers in the first half, maybe at that point Juju's ready to go. We put Juju in. We see Juju for the rest of the year. What do you guys think about that? Right? I think that this is certainly an opportunity for that. I wasn't this guy early in the season. I was let's stick with whoever we choose, and if we choose Salter, and I was big on Salter and still am big on Salter. I don't think that Salter's a bad choice for this game. I don't think any of our quarterbacks are a bad choice for this game. I just think that at 4 losses at this point, 2 and 4, I think we're ready to see the future at this point. Let's give Juju some confidence that he is going to be the starter for next year, and that he'll get to know a lot of the receivers that are going to be here for next year, a lot of the offensive weapons, and let's do that, right? I think I'm barking up a tree at this point. Hey, Patricia, how are you doing? But at the same time, I think this is the time to do it. I don't think the bye is any better. The 2-week bye is any better than it is right now. And if we end up seeing Juju in this game, let's say later in the game, I wouldn't be surprised, and that would be fine. Shot by Pat says, I think we let Salter play out. We have nothing to play for. No need to risk Juju to injury. Are you going to risk Juju to injury? Right? Is that any more of an opportunity than risking Juju to the portal? Do you guys think that Juju is that committed to CU, especially after the season that we're having? We put him in. We gave him an opportunity for what, two series? A series, 2 series maybe, and then we pulled him. You know, we can talk red shirt, but I think Juju being a 5-star, I don't know. You know, Juju may be like, hey, yeah, I wanna be in college for 4 years and take advantage of my opportunity there. But I think he's like any other football player is right now. I think he wants an opportunity. I think he, especially with being a 4-loss team right now, wouldn't mind to have the opportunity right now to show what he can do. So that's kind of how that I see it right now. Who else has some feedback as far as, and we're getting ready for the Buff Walk, guys. So the Buff Walk will be by here any minute now. Let me know in the chat if my mic is working okay, because I don't have any lights on my mics right now, so it looks like I'm having a problem, but I think we're okay. K-Salt better not throw another pick. I'd rather see Juju look bad than a 5th-year senior. Okay, so there you go. We want one more for Juju today. Again, no one has given any kind of inkling that... Okay, sorry guys, I fell off of there. But now I'm back. I am back. All right, so now we're waiting for the Buff Walk. And it's just a few minutes away. So anyway, our secondary and our defense has got to show up for this game again during the TCU game. Although I thought they played extremely well at the end of the game, we gave up a lot of yards, and that kind of padded the stats a little bit for TCU. But I think overall our defense is playing fine. Our time of possession last game was 31 minutes and 36 seconds or something like that. So we own the time of possession, but again, like I said, with the interceptions early in the game and the special teams issues at the end of the game, we just didn't come away with it. So I'm not too terribly worried about the past performance that we've had. And that's why I'm not indicting Caden Salter for this, because, you know, lots of quarterbacks have had multi-interception games and come back to play well for the rest of the season and even win major awards and even go to Super Bowls and things like that. So I don't think we should indict Salter too much. And knowing that he probably will start this game, I'm going to say I'm riding with Salter, but I'm ready for Juju. I'm ready for Juju. I'm ready to see what happens with him in this game. The first game may be a disaster just because he's getting his feet underneath him and learning the receivers and stuff like that, but I think that's part of the growing pains of this program. We got to show we have confidence in him, They got to show that we want him for the long term. And with the transfer portal the way that it is, I don't really want to take anything for granted. The players that we want to keep, we need to show we want to keep. And then if they decide later that they want to leave, then we just go and we fill up another spot, right? Who's got some? Hey, Salty Vet, how you doing today? Salty says, I'm really concerned about all of the injuries and a lot of key players. Yeah, the injuries aren't as bad. I'm not going to say that injuries aren't a problem.
That's Charlie's friend.
Injuries are not as big a problem as I think they could have been. We still have 3 healthy quarterbacks. We still have 2 good running backs, even though I think probably the biggest issues that we have for injuries right now are our 2 best running backs are out. But we still have 2 very good running backs that did well last week. Both running backs had over 6 yards per carry last week. So I don't think that will change at all this week. Our offensive line is healthy, and they're out there. Our defensive line's a little banged up, but it shows that there's a couple of key players like Anquan Barnes that are questionable, which means that he may play in the game. So I'm not as worried about injuries as it was last week. The reason why I said it is because last week I thought, oh boy, but then we played pretty decently last week through most of the game. Outside of them, like I said, special teams and But for those of you who are in the chat, who wants to see Juju for the rest of the season, and who wants to see Salter play a couple more games to see if we can get something out of Salter before we head to Juju? And then there's probably at least one person in here who thinks that maybe we should fill in Staub for the remaining games to allow Juju to retain his red shirt and then start Juju the last couple of games of the season. Right? I don't know who that is, but there's somebody out there that probably wants that. We're getting ready for the buff walk, so stay tuned with me.
Thank you.
And they should be here literally within minutes. The buff walk is scheduled at 11:15. And I think it's probably 11:15 right now. It's 11:11, so
You can have other pump on.
the buses are going to pull up to a screeching halt, and all the players are going to run off the bus. That's the way that it's going to go down today. Sometimes they're early, most of the times they're late. Because traffic today, these 1:30 games are weird because traffic is a way different cadence than most of the rest of the games. Like an evening game, traffic is not near as heavy until later in the evening. So the 1:30 game though, even the parking lot's open today, and a lot of people started pouring in about 10, which is usually about the time we get here. We get here about 3.5 hours early. Bad Mama C says, I'd like to see Juju. Don't think a red shirt is relevant for him. I agree. I think that Juju's gonna, he's shown the fact that he wants to be here with Coach Prime. And I think that may resound through the remaining years, and he may be here for all 3 years before he decides to move on. But I also think, too, that if we don't play him and show him some, I don't want to say respect, because that's not what I'm talking about, but show him that we are committed to him going forward. After a 4-loss beginning of the season, I think it's time. I think it's time to show him that, hey, you know what, we're going to give you the ball. We've got some pretty good, we got a pretty good team around you. We're not going to expect everything from you all at once. Just go out there and get comfortable and do what you do and show us the kind of football that you, and we'll even game plan around it, right? We still have a great running program. We lean on the run and allow him to, I mean, this is the reason why I say this is a good game. A lot of people are saying put Salter in and play him this game and then hold Juju off until next week because we have a bye, and that gives us 2 weeks to game plan, 2 weeks to get comfortable with the ones. But I still think that there's an opportunity out there that Iowa State does not have a great secondary. They're really banged up there, and they've shown vulnerability to big pass plays. So you put Juju in there to give him an opportunity against I would say a weakened secondary, and that gives the opportunity to do a lot of things in this game to get him warmed up to take on a big bad Utah team. And so that's the reason why I say I wasn't on Juju. There they are. So the buses just showed up. Let me, I'm not even going to touch the screen, guys. It's been bad luck when I touch the screen. But the buses just pulled up behind us. T-Spid says, no time better for Juju to play than the present. I agree. Let's get him out there. Let's just drown him in our team and allow him to do the things that he does. And not worry too much, not indict him if it doesn't look good. Let's just rally behind him, and if we get beat this game and we have 2 weeks to prep, then that's good. Let's give him some confidence. Because in that law, let's say he comes in today and we lose the game, which would be the worst case scenario, that we don't get a huge rebound like Jackson Dart did for the Giants in his first game back. I still think we say, hey, Juju, you're going to start today and you're going to start the rest of the year, and we're going to develop you as much as we can and take any opportunity for him to want to think about leaving out. All right, cheerleaders are in full effect, fans in full effect, players are, I see the bus doors are opening, and they should be pouring down here in just a matter of a couple of minutes.
They got better.
If CU can score 30 plus, I think CU wins, no turnover.
Stay here.
Yeah, it may be one of those games.
Did you get some
It may be a high-scoring game.
Oh my gosh.
I think that I'm not worried. I say worried about Iowa State. I think this is an absolutely winnable game from Iowa State. I don't think that's an issue whatsoever. I think that we can do all of the things that we did against TCU and BYU to look good, minus mistakes on our part, and I think that we could win this game, and I think we could win it by 7
Oh,
points.
is that your hair?
I don't think Iowa State, even though they are still in the hunt for the Big 12 championship, I don't think they're anywhere near the team they were last year.
Here, do you want your headphones? Hey, go, bub!
Big Boy says, Salty Bet says playoffs in a bowl game seem to be out of the reach. CU. We don't need him to waste a year of eligibility. So Salty Bet, the reason why I say that I'm not really worried about a year of eligibility is Juju's going to go somewhere where he can play next year if we don't show him. This is my opinion, obviously. You know, I think we give him an opportunity to show what he can do, and even though we are not in contention for the Big 12 championship, which I 100% agree, we're not relevant to Big 12 right now. I think we're in the bottom 3, bottom 2, bottom 3 of the league right now. Let's get hyped for next season. Let's show what we've got talent-wise on the team, and then all the talent that we have on this team right now. We do have a lot of talent. Let's show them what we can do with Juju on the team, and I think that helps our retention for next year for the really good players. And then use the portal, and obviously we have some recruits coming next year as well. But we still have a fairly young running back team. We have a fairly young line. Our defense, we still have some young players on defense. And I think that starting Juju is the best thing that we can do for our team right now. I think we do anything else to do that. And I think at this point, the other members of our team that maybe thinking in the back of their minds, I might want to try something out next year, we'll do that. And a lot of you might jump in and say, well, you know, the team is not doing well this year anyway, so what difference does it make? I'll tell you this, we can't turn over a team every single year without key players and expect to be relevant.
Carry the boom box.
I don't think we're that team. I think we need to keep some players over that can be leaders for us. I think we need to keep players that we can game plan around, and that's going to be our season for next year. So we still have. So look, here they come. I'm going to shut up for a second. Let you guys see our team come down.
Tom.
Okay.
Good boy.
Juju!
Good boy. JB? We got it packed in here for the Buffalo guys. A lot of seats and
¡Órale, Mata! ¡Venga aquí, Mata!
all right, another quick buff walk. But players look like they're zoned in again. What do you guys think of that? I think they're zoned today. Cheesevid says, how long do we give Salter today to show something if we don't? You know, I don't. Salter has always shown something. That's the thing, Cheesevid is he's always been one of those guys that we can depend on.
Looks like the cheer. Oh, they're just taking pictures.
Yeah, they'll be coming down here.
Where did you see it?
Anyway, Salter has shown us what he can do. I don't have a problem with Salter as far as that's concerned. I think it's what we need to be looking at is how long or how many mistakes do we allow Salter to make before we actually put GG. And especially if it's in the first quarter, especially if it's early in the first quarter. And I don't know, man. I think that leash is so short right now that I think they put Juju in at that point and just say, hey, just go and do the best you can do with the team that you got, and maybe they secretly game plan for that. So if they had to go with the backup, they have a game plan for Juju. Who knows? I mean, nobody really knows what is happening right now with this team. Guys, I'm going to remove somebody from the chat here. There we go. So that's kind of where I'm at. But man, I'm still high on Salter. I don't have a problem with Salter. I just think at this point, with 4 losses, Salter's not going to be here next year. Why not? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and let's see what we got for next year. Let's help recruiting by showing that we're going to play Juju. And we have some more freshmen today that are probably going to play that haven't played much or at all due to injuries. So let's show what the future looks like for CU. Give those guys a nod and show them that we have confidence in them and that, you know, show future recruits that we don't mind playing. We don't mind playing if you come in as a freshman. We don't mind playing if you come in as an early transfer or a young transfer, I should say. Let's do that and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe that'll rally some recruits and transfers for next year. If Juju comes in, wins us, 4 or 5 more games, and more than doubles our win total right now, I think we're going to consider that to be a success as far as Juju is concerned. That also could put us in bowl contention. If we put him in now and he wins all the games we need to win to be in bowl contention, wow. Now they're going to call him the king future of this program just based off of that alone. So, I'm so sorry. There's Pollock. You just missed Pollock. But anyway, so that's kind of what I have going on. We're going to walk around. Instead of going in the stadium right now, we're going to walk around and kind of show you guys a little bit of the tailgate scene. You're good. What we have going on here at CU. It's a pretty good turnout for this game. I mean, if you look around at Franklin Field, there is a lot of people out here right now. And it didn't look like this for Delaware as much. So maybe we are going to show out, but I will say this, that pulling in, the only tailgates that you saw were like Iowa State. Iowa State was here early, and they're tailgating the crap out of things out there. It's a sea of red when you pull into Folsom. Hey Vaughn, how you doing? So yeah, they showed up early, and they, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of marketing program for Iowa State where they're like, BYU did most of their tailgating in the back of campus, which is over there towards the hill. And you don't see it as much, and it was off to the side, whereas Iowa State was literally at the opening on Colorado Boulevard coming into the stadium. So, let's go Buffs! Go Buffs! We'll see how they fill the stadium. It's supposed to be a blackout today. We'll see how much red fills the stadium. I already removed 1-2 out of this thing, I think. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Schwartz says, Coach, need to make changes on the coaching. On the coaching stuff? Or do you mean the coaching, the coaches? Or do you mean the game plan? Because the game plan last week, at least the beginning game plan, worked. I mean, we were up 14 points. We've been up 14 points in the last couple of games and blew the lead. And last week, the lead was blown by interceptions, throwing interceptions. And then it was capped by a really, really rough special teams play. But we had an opportunity to win that game. Shake hands with distances. Today is the day we get 100-yard rusher and a big win. Who's that going to be? Is that going to be Welch? That's what we need to figure out. Is that going to be Welch? So let's get out of Franklin and let's go walk around for a little bit, guys. I actually may put you on mute here in just a little bit while we're walking out because of the music. So let's go walk around and see what's going on. We've got a lot of people out here right now hanging out for CU. And I appreciate you guys, the ones that are here, for hanging out and being part of this live stream. So let's get out of Franklin.
It's just, okay, come
Let's see what else is going on here. As you can tell, it's an overcast day. Let's go up a little bit. It's an overcast day. Threat of rain because we have some tropical storms, typhoons that were in over by Mexico that cut across, and now they're getting the northern part of Colorado. But I don't think it's going to be too big a deal. We might see some rain showers, but I don't think it's going to fall. Let's go back over here to the tailgates. What do you guys think about our defense today? Do you think we can keep Iowa State to less than 150 rushing yards? That's going to be the big question right now, because we haven't been able to do it much this year. And what's that going to be like? I mean, they did lose part of their running program to injury. I know. Hawaii Chris, I know. I tell you what, guys, my last few weeks personally has been kind of crazy. So I haven't been much for doing videos because I've been dealing with a whole lot of things. In fact, tonight I'm going to try to do a post game, but I've got a big issue that I got to take care of tonight after the game, and I've only got a few hours to do it, so I got to hustle after the football game to get home. But I think after that, I'm going to be clear, and for the next 2 weeks before the next game, we're going to be pushing a lot of content out so that you guys can get caught up, at least for me, on things that are going on. So let's look at, this is the organized part of, another part of the organized CU tailgating scene. This is where DNVR is. DNVR is back over here. And then there's lots of other tailgates. It's a pretty cool area because there's lots of room to spread out away from the stadium. And you can throw the ball around and hang out and stretch out a blanket, that kind of thing. But this is one of my favorite fields at CU. And then we've got more tailgates that are going to be back over this direction as well. They're kind of scattered all around. Let me see if I can't get. Hang on for me 1 second, guys.
Ready?
Okay, I took care of that heckler. Hopefully I did. He's out of here. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, let's take a spin around tailgates here. They normally have some pretty loud music going on, so I can't talk over it, but we're pretty good today. Got a small little football game going on over here with the kids. That dude can run. Who else has got some comments in here? Thanks, Vaughn. I appreciate it. So yeah, I agree. Who said statement game? Who was that said that? All right, Coach says today will be Colorado's statement game. I feel like a 6-game win streak starts today. And that's something that I didn't mention, but I'm glad you brought it up because I think you're absolutely right. I think that you make a statement today, regardless of who's playing quarterback. If Salter starts at quarterback, Sartre will start at quarterback, but Salter will start at quarterback. He doesn't make mistakes. He does what he did in the last 2 games, but you back out the mistakes. Defense steps up even just a little bit more than they have in the past, 2 or 3 weeks. And all of a sudden you have a statement win. And that statement win is going to be something that could turn this whole season around. We're probably still not going to be relevant in the Big 12 unless everybody else loses, which is what's going to have to happen. You're going to have 4 or 5 teams lose 2 or 3 in conference games in order for us to be relevant. So that's not going to be the case, but you still call it a recruiting win. And that's what we're looking for, is to forget the first part of the year and make it about the last part of the year. And we end up 8-4. Let's say we have a perfect season from here on out, and we're 8-4. And I'm telling you, everybody's going to forget what happened in the early part of the year. The chance that that's going to happen is very small. But as they say, we have a chance. So you say there's a chance, and yes, there is a chance. Those are beautiful boards. And Favor says, I'm not sure if anyone mentioned it, but it's the gimbal. They have a problem with filming inside the stadium. Oh, yeah, M. Favors, you're talking about last week? Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, man. I don't know what. No, it wasn't the gimbal. They were telling me that they didn't want me to be doing a live stream inside the stadium because ESPN had the streaming rights. I challenged it, and after I went off the stream, and nobody ever came back from the challenge and said a word. But out of respect for, I'm assuming the security that they use for this stadium, like most stadiums, is a third-party security. Sometimes the communication comes through, and it doesn't come through, like it's misconstrued. And so, the security does what is asked of them, and so they went full guns and stopped anybody that they could find streaming in the stadium. At the end of the process, the guy that I kind of argued with a little bit, that you guys heard when I went off of the stream, came up and said, hey, you know what, I never heard anything back, and he apologized to me. I shook his hand and we were fine. I don't want to make anything negative about these games. This game means more to me, this stadium means more to me, and CU means more to me than anything else that happens. And so therefore, out of respect for CU and I'm assuming CU was the one that didn't want us streaming inside, I'm just not going to do it inside the stadium anymore. Or at least be more discreet about it or something. I don't know, guys. So M Favors is the one that brought that up, and I wasn't going to mention it. But since you brought it up, I am here for you, and so I will answer that question for you. Vaughn says, facts, I've been checking the other games and we can't make it. They have to make it happen today.
They made an agreement with Jacob.
What agreement is that?
Let's see, Hawaii Chris says, Alpine, I would love to see TJ Branch and Noah King play. And I said, yeah, so you're talking about a whole bunch of freshmen here, right? And Hawaii Chris, I'm with you. At this point, red shirts are a thing still, but the really good players want to play, and they make the decision a lot of times on whether they're redshirting. So they may say, I don't want to burn a year, so I don't want to play. Sometimes the coaches say, hey, we want to keep you for another year, so we're going to keep your red shirt. We're going to start you a little later. Man, that's becoming less and less and less, because these guys can jump into the portal anytime they want to and leave this program. So as far as I'm concerned, unless the player is like, hey, I want a red shirt, I don't want to play this year, I said we play them. If we notice that they have something going on in practice that is special, if they are a 5-star, 4-star, come from a football factory, something like that, and we have the opportunity to show them off, and they're not gonna keep us from playing people that are better or could win it for us, then do it at this point, because we only have, and Juju's one of those guys, and I'm just gonna say it, we hold Juju off the last 2 games of the year, and Juju doesn't want to do that. Let's say he wants to play. We might lose him just due to the fact that we didn't give him the opportunity. So I don't know that that's the case, but at the same end, I do want to. I do want to keep these guys. I also want to see what they can do, and we can't do that if they're sitting on the bench. It's like Coach said recently, I never learned a thing sitting on the bench. So, and these guys, Juju's not backing up a quarterback that he's going to learn from. So he's not being mentored by anybody that I'm aware of, outside of obviously Coach Prime. But that's why I say he's put him in. M Favor says, understood, and yes to and yes to be discreet. Just hold your phone without a gimbal. Yeah, I know, and I may, you may see me. You may see me out there. I'm not sure. That may have just been a miscommunication to the security of the stadium, and I think that's the reason why they may have come and apologized to me, because they may have just misconstrued the communication. But we'll find that. We'll figure it out as we go. Right now, I'm just talking and kind of showing you the vibes we have going around on campus. So I got a lot of people pouring in. So let's head over to the field over here and see if we got anything going on over here. Yeah, field after field after field of things going on. So we're just gonna keep walking. You guys think that Iowa State, you think that Rocco Becht is going to be the man today? You think that he has what he needs to against Colorado here? Because if anybody's going to win this game for them, it's going to be him. And watching TJ Branch